Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today, Snapshot 22W43A has just released, and in this is some more changes to the experimental features, so 1.20 features. There are also some changes to obviously 1.19.3. So in this actual snapshot, they have tweaked a few things right here. We'll cover them in game in a second. But one thing I do quickly want to mention here, it says, did you know that camels walk by lifting both legs on one side at the same time? Yes, in Snapshot 22W43A, Minecraft knows too. This snapshot also contains other tweaks around the creative inventory. And then they have tweaked the camel walking animation. So I think whatever they mean here is going to be implemented within this snapshot. They have also changed the color of the camel spawn egg. Here's a bit more about the player report. When exiting the player report screen, the player can either discard or keep as a draft. So what this basically means, if you're midway reporting a player and you try to exit out, you can choose to save that report as a draft, which means you can return to it at a later date, or you can choose to discard it, which will basically just delete it. Now, there are quite a few bugs within this snapshot, as you can see right here. So let's quickly jump into game and see what is happening. One thing I do quickly want to mention, as you can see, this is snapshot 22W42A. If I try to load into this, it will let you, but I don't actually know if it will carry things over. So you can actually load into older worlds. Obviously, you can't load into worlds before that snapshot, but I'm going to make a brand new one just to make sure we get everything, as I know there is a lot of things about the world needing to be new when you actually have experimental toggles on. As you can see, both data packs are still here. You do still need to equip both of them for you to actually be able to get the features of 1.20. So let's quickly have a look at creative inventory. As you can see, the natural blocks, let me make sure I have no texture packs on, just so we obviously get the look at vanilla Minecraft rather than modded or textured. Here we go. So all textures are removed, and as you can see, here is what it looks like. So natural blocks has now been renamed, and functional blocks has also had signs moved up a little bit. So obviously they are a bit more at the top. It's weird to see they've got torches at the very top. That's interesting. And you can also see the coloring of items like beds, shulker boxes and stuff like that have been ordered into somewhat of a gradient. And also the ominous banner and also the dragon egg can now be found within the creative inventory. So you no longer need to give them to yourself through commands. Tool and utilities, obviously, as you can see, have had a few additions. I think they added bone meal to here. They have. Then you've got combat has had TNT and end crystals added to this. You've got consumables has had milk buckets and water bottles added. Crafting, I don't think anything's changed about this. And then spawn eggs now has the spawner. Before you'd have to give yourself this with commands. Well, it's good to see they've actually added it now to match Bedrock Edition. And then obviously, I don't think anything else has changed apart from these. A few items have been added to the creative or redstone tab as well. So now let's give myself all recipes, because there was a few bugs with hanging signs in the last snapshot. Have they now been fixed? Yes, as you can see, there is now a recipe for birch, which you can now craft, and acacia has been added. So you can now craft every single stripped version of hanging signs without any problems. And obviously the bamboo has stayed at 2, which is good to know. So all of the actual hanging signs are now obtainable in survival mode as well. Camel, as you can see, the spawn egg has changed. I think they've just reversed the colors. I think the darker used to be the background and the lighter used to be the front. I could be wrong on that though. Now if we spawn these in, the actual animation for them walking has apparently changed. So yes, as you can see right there, the animation actually looks a lot smoother. I think you can see both legs like lift up and then go down, which I think is good. There is obviously some quirkiness when it like falls, it kind of stops. It's a good animation, but when the camel comes to like a stop, it doesn't like instantly stop, or I mean like the legs instantly stop, which don't make for a good transition between the animation and the ending, which is, I guess, probably something that can't be helped. But you can see when it's walking right there and then it instantly stops, it just resets, which looks kind of weird. But I guess that's probably just because I'm looking at it and I notice. but you can see the animation there. I think that's a lot better than before. Now, obviously, blocks like the fence can support hanging signs on the bottom of them. So you can see right there that it supports it. Well, the fence gate should no longer do that. As you can see, I am clicking, but it's not working. And I never actually noticed the fence gates are invisible when you look at them from the bottom. Is that all fence gates, or is that a bug with the bamboo ones? Oh, okay, so I found a bug. Bamboo fence gates are invisible when you look at them from the bottom, apart from the two outer sides. They have no underneath texture. As you can see, if I do that, they do there, but they don't when it's closed, which is really weird. I don't know if that's meant to be the case. From the top, their texture's fine. So that is everything that's new within this snapshot. They obviously tweaked the walking animation for these camels. They obviously fixed the bugs with that, and they also did rework a lot of the creative inventory again, which I think the changes they've made are good, especially the addition of the spawner here, the ominous banner, and also the dragon egg. I really hope they add structure blocks and command blocks into the redstone tab, because creative mode is meant to be for people who can easily access things. Now, there are also a lot of changes to basically shields within this update. The main one is when you explode for certain items, like respawn anchors, they will now be blocked by shields. So if I quickly just get some glowstone so I can charge this up. Wait, no, I have to actually click on it, don't I? Yeah, so if I put the shield there and then shield, yeah, that's not going to work. Anyway, that actually opens up for the next bug that has been fixed. You can now put yourself out of fire with splash potions of water. As you can see, I had a splash water portal. I threw it on the ground when I was on fire, and it put me out of fire. I don't know why that wasn't a thing before, but that is now something you can do, which makes splash water bottles a little bit better if you don't actually have a water bucket, but you're more likely to have water buckets than you will have splash water bottles. The next bug is the explosion from ghast fireballs can obviously cause damage to you. Well, that has now been fixed, and you can block the damage with shields. As you can see, I'm blocking 100% of the damage. None of the damage is coming through, but if I remove the shield and the fireball hits me, then it will damage me until I use my shield again. So in this snapshot, there is a lot of bugs fixing shields not blocking damage properly. It's also noted that explosions from end crystals will now block on shields. I don't actually know how I can make this work. Maybe if I have a skeleton that is blocked up like here that can shoot me, this might be a way to do this. So if I put a skeleton there, and then I go to survival mode and block my shield here. Yeah, as you can see, I blocked every single bit of damage. Another actual change they have made, or a bug fix, is mobs will no longer get stuck when walking on hanging signs. Now, if you watched my live stream for 22W42A, people did find out that you could use hanging signs as somewhat sort of a mob trap, because mobs, like zombies, will walk and kind of get stuck on them. Well, that will no longer be the case if I quickly just build up some walls right here. Now, I'm not saying this won't work. It will probably still work. They just won't have problems pathfinding. As you can see, they just walk straight over them. They don't spin around in circles like they used to, which makes them not as useful in mob farms. If I spawn a few of them right here, and as you can see, even with me not being in survival mode, now and again they will get stuck. And the last bug that I've actually found that is noticeably a good change is if you're on fire and then you enter a boat that's obviously over water, you will be put out of fire. So this obviously works with boats and rafts. So if I put both of these right here, I go in survival mode, set some fire down and burn myself, and then I get into the boat. It's meant to put you out of fire. It don't seem to do that. Maybe it's because it's the raft. Let's quickly see if it works for the normal boat. So let's put myself on fire, get in the boat. Okay, that don't seem to have been fixed properly. But I think the camel is just a look at what Minecraft's mobs will look like in the future. We also saw it with the warden and the frog. Custom animations, which I think are really good. I just think the camels are showing what Minecraft can do, especially with the sitting animation as well. But anyway, that is where I'm going to end this video. If you did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.